Hi, friends. Thank you so much for being here. Today we are working on our root chakra, and here's few signs that your root chakra is not in balance, is leaking, or is overreactive, or you need to do some work with it. So you're hyper vigilant around your surroundings. You don't necessarily feel safe in your environment or around specific people. Even though you might be doing really well financially, you might be scared of losing it overnight, you becoming homeless, becoming poor. So that kind of leads you to be workaholic and making sure that you have enough. So usually it's the like having the mentality of lack of, like you don't have enough of things, you don't have enough of money. There's not enough for everyone. That's the kind of mentality usually people with leaking root chakra have. One of the way also to see it is you're not able to let go of your stuff at home, so you're kind of collecting whatever you are collecting and not able to let go of it. It's almost like you are creating trust within yourself through external thing. You're not able to trust other people. Everything what you do needs to be done by you. Other could be overeating or over binging something, become anxious and stressed, depressed. To me, root chakra is a lot of when you feel overreacting during situation or with people. So if that sounds like you, this class would be great for you. The root chakra is in our pelvis and genital area on the bottom of our spine. Usually it's characterized with red color. And this is my intake on root chakra. I've been working with chakras for years now. I'm also a Reiki practitioner, so you can find a lot of informations. But this is kind of my own perception on it. So every single chakra can be viewed through physical, mental, emotional, spiritual lens. So the physical is you will feel specific stiffness, pain, uncomfortable sensation from your lower back, hips, all the way down towards your feet. That can be one indication that something is going on with your root chakra. Unless you are exercising, if it's not from a sports and it just suddenly happens, your knees suddenly start bothering you, your ankles, your feet. Usually in our hips, we are holding lots of in our hips, we are, blah, usually in our hips, we are holding lots of our suppressed emotions. So then when you're stretching in yoga, sometimes you might feel uncomfortable or emotional, and that's pretty much when you're releasing the stuck energy. When it comes to your knees, ankles, and your feet, it's all about feeling secure. Root chakra is all about security, basic needs, feeling safe, trusting life that it has your back. Usually, when I scan feed of people, it tells me if you're on your right path or if maybe one foot feels like it's on the gas and the other feels like you're on the brakes. Kind of stuckness between two decisions, between two different paths. Also, if you are authentic, most of the time, sometimes we feel unsafe being authentic, showing our true self because somebody can judge us or somebody might have judged you in the past and you still have the judgment about yourself, and that's where you feel afraid that like if you show that part of yourself, somebody is about to get you and you will relive the same trauma over and over again. Speaking of trauma, your root chakra develops from when you're in the womb to 6 months. So anything that happened as you were growing up could be divorce, when your parents were fighting and you were in the crate, everything that could happen and you might not even remember as a child, you are holding it onto your root chakra. Usually it is something that you are not able to process it at a time. So it could be from really just small things to really big ones like sexual abuse. Root chakra is the foundation. Everybody is mostly focusing on the higher chakras because we want to connect with our higher self and with different realms, which is great. However, it's really hard to do that if you're not grounding, if you're not rooted down. Root chakra is connected with earth. Usually when we talk about root chakra, you will be thinking of a tree with lots of tree roots holding onto it, right? So when it comes to your mental lens, looking at through root chakra, it will be beliefs. It would be some traits that you might have taken on from your parents, values. And this is a great time to maybe question some of your old thinking, some of your old way of seeing things, and see if that still works, because most of it is from somebody else's. So see if that still resonates, or if you have a new opinions about things, or if you through life, if you learn something new about yourself, about life, about whatever your parents, teachers, friends could tell you throughout the life. For instance, my mom always told me that she hates science, and I haven't even taken one class of science, but I was like already like, yeah, mom, I hate it too. And then I freaking love science. So it's like our beliefs are formed through our parents and through what we hear through our role models, but then we all are different people. So whatever didn't work for them, whatever fears they had or insecurity, they usually project onto us, which becomes our insecurities, our fears. And if you're watching this video, you're drawn to it, maybe it's time for you to question some of those things. Emotions. Since talking about fears already, so yeah, it's what you fear. Where are you insecure? How are you judging yourself? Where are you not showing up for yourself? The main thing with root chakra is trusting that whatever comes to your way, you can handle it. I think that's the feeling you want to have. That's the feeling of balanced chakra. Whatever moves away from your life, whatever comes to you, you can handle it, and you'll be okay. Trusting that is for your highest good. Using those lessons, those moments that are happening in your life for more of a reflection or learning lesson. What this can learn, like what I can learn from this. What this is teaching me. Yeah. And also alchemize your traumas, right? So we do have lots of traumas in the childhood, or like if you don't trust that life, universe, whatever you believe in has your back, or like life has your back, we become more negative, more cynical. We feel like everybody's here to get us, and we don't trust. And that's pretty much when you attract lots of negative events towards yourself. Once you kind of lay it back, you can surround yourself. That's pretty much when things actually work out for you better, just because you're more connected with everything. My favorite quote that I always tell myself, that always helps me, is what is for me won't pass me. Even though things might not go the right way at all, and that's usually the time when maybe I want that job, I want that position, I wanted that client, whatever. Sometimes client can be just for a few months and then they go. And that's pretty much when I say that. Whatever is for me, what I'm supposed to do in this life won't pass me, and that's where the trust comes from. Yeah. I have a podcast. So here is the icon. I will put link in the show notes. I'm taking different approach to talking about chakras, but the first week is more of a general, just what the chakra is, what it does for us, and then I talk about every single chakra, just kind of overview. I do talk about Kundalini rising and about different energetic systems. So if you're really interested, in, I would highly recommend you to listen to it. And then there's already root chakra episode. And this Thursday, I will be posting about sacral chakra, which we'll be doing class for it in 2 weeks. So I will be giving you 2 weeks for each chakra, just because I will be giving you lots of tools, lots of informations, questions that you can journal on. So if you really want to dive deep, I think 2 weeks are better than one, because you start paying attention to certain things. Like the characteristic I just told you, they might be familiar, but you might not know when what situation happens and you start having this fear of losing something, or when you tend to burn out because you work so hard, and you need to ask yourself why is this happening. Yeah. So, or like why you don't trust that person, or why you feel unsafe in the environment, and more things will come up. And that's why I feel like it's really good to take this class, listen to this intro more often, see what resonates, what comes up, write it down, and then let's do the practice. So the practice will be a little bit different today. It will be a little bit slower. I really want you to be in your body, feel the sensation, feel what your mind is telling you, what your emotion is trying to show you. And then we'll do some breath work. I will be trying to explain some of the stuff that we go through. Every single thing that we do today is really intentional for balancing, clearing the root chakra. And mainly like focus on the on that area of your root chakra. Whatever posture we're gonna be here, try to move your attention down, so then you can connect with it more. And every single time when I do yoga flows or breath work or meditation, and my focus goes there, so I'm really truly connecting with it. So if anything that I was talking about stand out for you, is there's one thing that really stand out, like, oh my God, like I have to work on this one, have that as your intention for today practice. And if you do this practice more often, if you like take it like next week and you still need to work more on your root chakra, you can choose a different one. There's a lot when it comes, like the root chakra is the oldest one, right? The rest of them come later, and then like whatever doesn't happen in the root chakra, there's gonna be chain reaction from the root chakra. So if you didn't resolve your trauma from your childhood, then there's gonna be coping mechanism happening in your sacral or in your solar. Yeah. So then it's kind of snowballs to different chakras as well. All right, let's start with the practice. So we'll start in cross-legged seated position. You can sit on the block if you like. It will help you elevate your hips, and then it will take some pressure off of your lower back and your knees. And since this is a root chakra and everything is about grounding, we'll bring our palms down onto your thighs. Then you can close your eyes or soften your gaze. Feel free to move your head around or your shoulders if that feels guided to do. And start connecting with your breath. Just see how you're feeling. Soften your shoulders. Soften your jaw. And just take a few moments here to scan your body from head to toe. See if you need anything, any parts of your body needs your attention. And if there's parts of your body that is calling you, maybe send some love, some exhale towards those parts. Softening, releasing, calming. The same thing you can do with your thoughts. Try to not overthink it. If you're listening to that intro, just let it be for now. You have enough time to reflect later on. And then how are you overall feeling? So this is breath work that will help you activate your root chakra. So as you're breathing right now, just pay attention what your breath is doing, how your body is reacting to your breathing. So usually we are sipping the air from our belly. So it goes from your belly to your lungs to your nose. As you inhale, as you exhale, it's going down, right? So see if you can reverse the breath. So as you inhale, see if you can start pushing your inhale actually to your lungs, belly down towards your root chakra. And then as you exhale, coming back up. So you can inhale, pushing all the way down towards your pelvis. And as you exhale, just let it go up. So if you're doing it correctly, you will be contracting your mula bandhas, you will be contracting your pelvic floor. So see if you can intentionally do 5 breaths just like that. So as you inhale, I am literally pushing the air down through my lungs, through my belly, all the way down to my root chakra. And then exhale, just let it out. Let's take 4 more times. Inhale here. Three more times. Push down to your pelvis. And then exhale. 2 more times. One more time. And just relax. Come back to your natural rhythm of your breath. And just see how is your body reacting to it. I can feel tingling through my legs and my hands, actually. Just start feeling a little bit of a warm coming from my pelvis up. See if you can observe something similar. Very nice. Then you can keep your eyes closed if you like. Soften your shoulder and start bringing your right ear to your right shoulder. I'm mirroring you here. And then rotate your chin towards your shoulder here. And you can stay here, you can move around. See where you hold the most tension, back of your neck. And then slowly come back to the center. Release. And then do the same thing on the other side. So first, soften your shoulders. If it helps, you can lower your hands down onto the floor. And then slowly start bringing your head to your left shoulder. Then slowly rotating your chin towards your shoulder. Give a few deep breaths here. Beautiful. Slowly coming back. Very, very nice. Alright. From here on next inhale, reaching the arms up and overhead. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, rise. As you exhale, twist to the right, so your left hand goes on top of your right knee, your right hand behind your hips, and then just look over your shoulder. Try to not lean back. Beautiful. Keep your left hand on top of your right thigh. Rotate your chest towards the front, and then reaching your right arm up, and then leaning to the left side, pushing your hip down towards the block or the floor. Doesn't have to be nothing too excessive. If you want more, you can open the armpits towards the ceiling and just kind of playing around if you like. Next inhale, come back, reaching the arms up and overhead. Exhale, twist to the left, so your right hand goes on top of your left knee, and then looking over your left shoulder. And then keeping your right hand on top of your left thigh, reaching to your left arm towards the ceiling first. Start leaning to the right. And again, you can play around if you're doing on the side A. Very, very nice. Come back to the center. I take a moment here, shake it off. I'm going to remove the block. If you want, you can switch your legs. We'll be in the cross-legged seated position for a little bit longer. So interlace your fingertips, press the palms towards the ceiling on your inhale, and as you exhale, push the hands away from your chest, and maybe round your spine. Give yourself a little bit of a wiggle side to side. And let's take a few more times. Inhale, palms towards the ceiling, and then just gently start moving them towards the back wall or window if you have it as me. And then push the hands away from your chest, round your spine, maybe hide your ears. Let's take it one more time. Inhale, rise. Exhale, push away. Very, very nice. From here, we'll do just similar movements. So it's gonna be cat and cow, arching and rounding. However, we'll be doing circles around our knees and shin. This is how you activate a little bit of root chakra as well. So connect with it, start focusing on your root chakra as you're moving like that. So hands can be on your knees, and as you inhale, you are puffing your chest. I'm arching my back here, bringing my chest over my right knee first, and then across my shins, and then towards the left. And as I go back, pushing myself away from my knees, rounding my spine, and then keep going like that. Feel free to close your eyes. It's actually nicer. And then see if you can do circle one way and then 3 circles the other way. So once you do it, switch the direction. Very nice. So this is something I did with Sadhguru. If you're familiar with him, I took one of his teaching training. So interlace your fingertips, wrap your hands around your feet, and then see if you can just start creating a little bit of a pulsing here. So it's better to do bigger movements than trying to go quickly. Yeah, so it's better to go up and down as far as you can go and go a little bit slower than just little movements and you're just doing it quicker. So we'll be here for like a minute. And again, it's all about the root chakra today. So take a breath. Take a deep breath here. Breathe through it. You might start feeling heat from your lower back coming up to your spine. You're doing great. I know it's a little bit different, but it will activate your pelvic floor and your lower back as well. Basically just warming up. A few more. I'm going towards my middle spine. I don't know how you feel. Just keep going. Last 2 breaths. Last one. And great job. Let's just extend your legs for a little bit. Give us a little bit of a moment here. That was kind of a lot. And now we'll do rocking baby. Some people like to have their bottom leg extended. I honestly like it bent just because I feel like I can balance it better. But again, you can play around. So this would be your left leg. Bring your foot inside of your left elbow. And then your right knee is gonna be inside of your right elbow. You can try to see if you can connect here and then chest up. If that's not possible, you can just hold your leg like this. Okay, and then see if you can interlace your fingertips here, chest up, and then you're just rocking your baby. I will be here just for 30 seconds. And again, just activating the root chakra, focusing on it. Just breathe. See if you can do chest up a little bit. And let it create a heat. 15 seconds. I'm just giving you ideas, tools that you can do later on. See what resonates, what doesn't. And then you can just use those tools for whenever you need it. This is really good for hips opening as well. Last 5. And release. That was probably longer than 30 seconds. All right, give yourself a little bit of a moment. I will do the same thing on the other side. So switch again. See how it feels if your leg is extended. I honestly prefer to have my bottom leg bent, but I've seen people prefer having leg extended. Then again, wrap your shin around, foot your knee, chest up as much as you can, and let's go. I'm just rocking the baby. Last 15 seconds. Don't forget to breathe. I know this might be a little bit different sensation than you used to. It's good for you though. And relax. Very, very nice. All right. Can do a few windshield wipers. Let's just take a moment here to do forward fold. So when it comes to root chakra, it's gonna be lots of like goddess pose, squat pose, like opening your pelvis somewhat and be close to the ground, and also forward folds. So make sure you root down to your glutes, and then on next inhale, reaching your arms towards the ceiling, and then as you exhale, see if you can grab your legs anywhere you can. We'll just take like 5 breaths just to balance our hips here. If you're rounding your spine, please bend your knees and try to extend your spine. Beautiful, slowly rise up. Sweep your legs to the side till you find your tabletop. Let's just few moments here to take a few cat and cows. As you inhale, drop your belly down, arch your back. Exhale, round your spine, push the floor away, pull your navel in. Let's take a few more times. Exhale. One more. Exhale. And feel free to move around your wrists. You can move your fingertips facing your knees. And just play around a little bit. See what else you need. Give you 3 more breaths. You can step 1 foot at a time to stretch your calf if you like. Or anything else that calls your name. Okay, so from here, just step 1 foot at a time into your plank. And then lift yourself up into your downward facing dog. So fingers nice and wide, pressing the floor away. Extend the rotation in your arms, spreading your shoulder blades apart, pulling your navel in, hips up and back. And then pressing your heels down towards the floor. 2 more breaths here in stillness. And then slowly start maybe pedaling your feet. Maybe bend one knee, press your heel down, then press other. Then slowly start walking your feet towards your hands. Each step become a new stretch. Have your feet hip distance or like 2 fist distance. And then you can grab your opposite elbows, deepening your knees. You can swing side to side. Taking a moment here. On exhale, bring your hands onto the floor. And then inhale halfway up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up, reaching the arms out and up. And as you exhale, press your palms together and bring them in front of your heart. I have a block ready if you need them, if you feel tight. I will be demonstrating with the blocks, and then don't be afraid of using blocks. Mostly if you still feel like you're not warm enough, or we haven't done some of the shapes, it might feel a little bit too much on your body. And the blocks just help you to feel a little bit better, creating more space. And it's really good for alignment as well. And then once you warm up, you can remove the blocks completely. But it's always nice to have them. I actually love using them, at least for the first sequence or like second. Depends what we're doing. All right, so I'm gonna move the bottle somewhere else. So starting on the top of your yoga mat. This is my front. You're on my side wall, back wall. Next, inhale, reaching your arms out and up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart. Inhale, reach your arms up and over. Exhale, bend into your knees, chair pose. So bend into your knees, seeing your hips nice and low. Start shifting your weight into your heels. Maybe lift your toes, saying hi to them. We'll take one more breath here. And then bring your hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders back. Pull your knuckles down. Chest. Open up your chest here. And then as you exhale, forward fold. With your interlaced hands. And we swing your arms side to side. Maybe bend into your knees. Beautiful. And then lower your hands down onto the floor. And walk your feet mat distance into a squat pose. So toes out, heels in, hands in front of your heart. Pushing your elbows to your knees, chest up. If you're on your tippy toe, put a towel or something underneath your heels so you can feel balanced. Two more breaths here, breathing, focusing on your root chakra. One more. Beautiful. Lower your hands down, lift your hips up, walk your feet towards each other, and give yourself a little bit of a moment if you need to shake it off. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, lower down. Next inhale, rise up, reaching the arms up. Exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart. Very nice. So we'll go through this again, a little bit faster, and then we'll add on. Find your position. Inhale, reaching your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring them in front of your heart. Inhale, reach your arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, chair pose, bend into your knees and your hips nice and low. One cycle of breath here. So bring your hands behind your lower back. Give yourself one shoulder roll, pull your knuckles down towards the floor. Next, exhale, forward fold here. Same for one cycle of breath. Then lower your hands down onto the blocks or floor, finding your squat pose. Yes. Great job. Chest up. See if your hips are slowly start opening up. Can go side to side if you like. From here, lower your hands down, finding your somewhat lizard pose first. So just stepping your left foot back. Make sure your right toes facing the front wall. And we'll take it actually into a high crescent. So the lizard is just kind of like a transition. So you can bring your hands on top of your right thigh and then push yourself away. Bring your shoulders over your hips. Deep bend in your front knee as you're extending your back knee. Again, be in your body. If you're tight, this might be hard. And then once you're ready, maybe reach your arms up and overhead. And sink a little bit deeper. Very, very nice. From here, taking it to warrior 3. So start shifting your weight into your right foot, lifting your back leg off of the ground. And maybe gentle bend in your knee will help. Try to not twist your hips, squaring your hips here. Maybe point your toes, see how that engage your left glutes and hamstring. And we'll be here for one more breath. Beautiful. Slowly step back into your warrior 2. So gentle step back. Heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Opening the arms to either side, shoulder over your hips, palms facing down. My whole front body is facing the window or the side wall, and then I just look over my second finger. Beautiful. From here, extend your front knee, finding your triangle pose. So reaching to your right hand, lowering your hand down onto your shin, floor, or block. And since I said that I'm going to be using block, the block can be in front of your foot or behind, it's kind of individual. And then see if you can start pulling your left shoulder, your hip back. So you're really opening yourself up here. And then from here, we'll take it to our pyramid pose. So start squaring your hips, facing the floor, facing your right foot. May gently shorten your stand or pivot your back leg. So then you can fall over your right foot. Again, I'm actually pulling myself a little bit closer to the leg because I'm moving the blocks too far. I just want you to see it. So squaring your hips, pulling your right hip towards the back wall, left hip forward. And then just taking a few deep breaths. If it feels like you can go lower, you can lower your blocks down. Or you can just move them completely and fall over. All right, next exhale, step forward. Finding your forward fold here. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, lower down. Next, inhale, rise up. Reach the arms out and up. As you exhale, press your palms together. Bring them in front of your heart. Let's go right away for side B, and then we'll take some break. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, chair pose. One cycle of breath here. Bring your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingertips. Pull your knuckles down. Exhale, forward fold. Very nice. Release your hands on the floor. Walk your feet mat distance, finding your squat pose. You're doing great. So good. All right, hands down. Step your right foot back. Rotate your left toes forward. Finding your alignment first of your high crescent. And then bring your hands on top of your left knee. Push yourself away, finding your shoulders over your hips. And then reaching your arms up and overhead. So no knee in line with your ankle. And then play around with the back knee. I'm super tight today, as always when I'm recording YouTube, but hey, the main thing is showing up, right? And then we'll take it to a warrior 3. So you can bring your hands in front of your heart if you like. And then shift your weight into your left foot, lift your right leg off of the ground. Again, think about squaring your hips. One way to find out, put your forearm on top of your hips and see if they're leveled. We'll be here for one more breath. And then slowly with a control, step back into your warrior 2. So heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. And then having the arms to either side. And as you see, I'm facing you, right? So make sure that your back foot is angled, deep bend in your front knee. And we'll take one more breath here. Beautiful. Extend your front knee, maybe shorten your stance if that feels better. And then reach into your left arm, finding your triangle. And since I was using the block on one side, I need to balance both of my sides. And again, as I find my triangle, so pulling my hip back, shoulder, and then extend. Yes. Taking a few deep breaths here. Beautiful. One more. And then just framing your front foot, squaring your hips here, finding your pyramid pose. Maybe shorten your stand again. Pivoting your back leg. And then falling over your left leg here. And then maybe removing the blocks if you feel ready for it. So good. Then step forward and shake it off. Very, very nice. And then inhale, halfway through. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, press your palms together and bring your hands in front of your heart. Let's take a few moments here. If you need water, do water. Okay. So we'll do it one more time. We have a little bit of add-on after the pyramid pose. And then we'll just finish with very grounding meditation. So if you still need blocks, you can have them. If you feel like you don't need them, you can remove them to the side so they're not in the way. All right. So on top of your yoga mat, finding your mountain pose. Maybe you have your feet together or to fist distance, depends what you prefer. Inhale, reaching the arms up and overhead. Exhale, press your palms together, bring them in front of your heart.
Inhale, reach your arms up and over. Exhale, bend into your knees, chair pose. Reaching your hands behind your back, interlacing your fingertips. Exhale, forward fold. Beautiful. Bring your hands down onto the floor, walking your feet mat distance, and then finding your squat pose. Chest up, chest up. Bring your hands down onto the floor, step back into your high crescent. So now if you feel already comfortable with it, see if you can reach the arms up and overhead. Next, inhale, warrior 3. Take off. Lift your back leg off of the ground. See if you can balance it. One more cycle of breath here. And then step back into warrior 2. Feel free to make it fancy if you like. One more cycle of breath. Exhale your front knee, finding your triangle pose. Then frame your front foot, squaring your hips here, folding over your right leg, maybe shorten your stance if you like. All right, carry on. Bend both your knees, lowering your left knee down, finding your low lunge, reaching your arms up and overhead. Again, here from your inner thighs. So pulling your right hip back as you're pulling your left hip forward, like you want to squeeze the floor between your knee and your heel. And I will stay here for one more breath. Bring your arms in front of your heart, palms are facing each other. Sweeping your right arm back into open arm twist. So really pulling your shoulders as much as you can. Pulling your hands away from each other as much as you can. Yes. And then on next inhale, reaching your left arm up and overhead. Very, very nice. And then bring your hands inside of your right foot. Sliding your right foot back. Tuck your toes under. And sit down onto your heels. And we'll be here for a minute. I mean, don't mean full minute, but we'll be here for a while. For a little bit, few breaths. Make sure that all your 10 toes are tucked under. If you have really hard time, just see if you can sit down on your heels. If you have really hard time, put some pillow between your calves and your hips. This is really good for your feet. And as you know, feet are part of the root chakra. So we'll be here for another 3 breaths. It's part of embracing the uncomfortable sensation, trusting that you can do it. One more breath here. Great job. Lowering your hands down into your tabletop. Untuck your toes and just tap the top of your feet down. Release. All right, let's finish with your child's pose. So connecting your big toes together, widen your knees, mat distance, or however, whatever feels comfortable, and then start walking your hands forward till your forehead meets the floor. And what I like to do here, it's pressing my hands against the mat as I'm pushing my hips towards my heels and stretching from my tailbone to my fingertips. Sometimes you can wiggle side to side, just releasing anything from your lower back. And I just give you 3 breaths in silence here. Beautiful. Slowly walking your hands back, finding your tabletop. Step into your plank and your downward facing dog. Take a moment here to give yourself a bit of a moment, or if you want to go through vinyasa, go for it. Once you're ready, walk your feet towards your hands into your forward fold. Give yourself a little bit of a moment if you like, and then inhale halfway up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, chair pose. One more cycle of breath in your chair. Bring your hands behind your back, maybe different thumb on the top this time, pulling your knuckles down. Exhale, forward fold. Swinging your arms side to side if you like. So good. Release your hands on the floor, finding your last squat of the day here. See if your hips feel more open. One more cycle of breaths. I do love squats. I might be hanging out here longer than you probably prefer. Lower your hands down, step your right foot back. And then finding your high crescent. Reaching the arms up and overhead. Again, if you're in your high crescent, see if you can play around with extending your back knee here. Beautiful. Take a flight into Warrior 3. Bring your hands in front of your heart, shifting your weight into your left leg, lifting your right foot off of the ground. Then few breaths here, squaring your hips. See if you can extend your left knee. Maybe, maybe not today. And then slowly start finding your Warrior 2. Opening the arms to either side. Sink a little bit deeper if you like. Extend your front knee, finding your triangle pose or reaching out to your left hand, lowering it down onto the block, floor or shin, and then taking a moment or two here. Slowly rotating your chest towards the floor, pivoting your back foot, finding your square hips, falling over your left leg, pyramid pose here. Then rebend both of your knees, finding your low lunge. So your back knee should be in line with your hip or slightly behind the hip line. Knee in line with your ankle. I know this is flying around, sorry about that. I have a new microphone, so inhale, reaching the arms up and overhead. So your exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Oh, hip flexors, how much I love you. And then bring your hands in front of your heart, palms are facing each other. Swing your left arm back, finding your open arm twist. I'm so sorry. Inhale, revolve, reaching your right arm up and over. And then windmilling your hands inside of your left foot, sweeping your left leg back, finding kneeling position. And again, make sure that all 10 toes are tucked under. And let's be quiet now. We'll be here for 10 breaths. You can do it. Fall in love with the sensation. You can embrace it. Great job, you did it. Bring your hands down onto the floor. Again, tap, 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 let it out. I know, it's so good for you though. And then we'll find another child's pose. If you want to do the regular one, you can go for it. If you want a different one, this is another option. For this one, I need a block a little bit. So I'm having actually my feet together. And then I fall over my legs and just grabbing my feet. And you can rest your forehead down. Usually it's nice to bring a block because you don't have to try too hard. And then once you feel like you are grounded enough, maybe lower down. Beautiful. Slowly start coming out of it. I will just finish with Shavasana. However, I'm going to be guiding you through a meditation, a grounding practice. I wouldn't necessarily say it's meditation, but more of a grounding practice. So Ideally, have your feet pressed down. So if you don't like to lie down, you can sit down on the chair and just make sure that you're pressing your feet down. If you are lying down on your back, bend your knees and then just press your knees down. And this is the position I'm gonna choose. And then you can have one hand on top of your lower belly and the other on the floor to ground yourself. So this is a great way of starting your day with grounding. So you're not overreacting during the day. You are staying in your power. So sometimes I need grounding in the middle of the day also, like when maybe I'm all over the place, I'm multitasking, and I'm like in this moment, like I don't know what to do first, and I can't get anything done. It's just literally silent. I need to ground myself. So here's what I do. So get yourself comfortable. This won't take too long. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths to come back to your body. Come back to your breath. And start imagining the tree roots are coming out of your feet, your ankles, your calves, your shins, your knees, your quads, your hamstrings, your hips, your pelvis, your waist. Imagine the thickness and how long those tree roots are, how strong they are. And usually heavier that you have, or if you do Reiki like me, I do need to really ground myself. So it depends how much grounding you need, more support you will need from those tree roots, from Mother Earth. So just visualize those tree roots coming from your legs, from your hips, all around, supporting you, holding you. And the Mother Earth is synchronizing your breath with you. So like your one heartbeat, breath. And just feel held by her. And just check it in. What you need to get rid of to feel a little bit more at ease, more balance, more in harmony, more at peace. What you need to get rid of. Maybe it's overworking, maybe it's burnout, maybe it's overthinking, maybe it's fears, insecurities, judgment, pain, anything that comes to your mind. And once you have whatever you want to get rid of, start slowly with an exhale, thinking of it. It's like small bags of pain, small bag of sadness, stress, whatever you need. And start thinking of pushing it through the tree roots all the way down towards the soil, to the core of the earth. And then you're just going to leave it there. Mother Nature is going to take care of it, will neutralize it through the soil. So take your time now, and every single time when you inhale, think of something you want to get rid of, and then when you exhale, you're just pushing it down through your whole body. From your mind to your face, to your neck, shoulders, all the way down towards your chest, your belly, your hips, all the way down to your legs, all the way down through the feet, and then it goes with the tree roots for a ride, all the way down to the soil. So take a few more moments here, just take care of whatever you need to take care of. Get rid of anything that will make you lighter, less stress, more at ease. What else do you need to get rid of? Two more cycle of breath, so let it all out, whatever it needs to be. And then on next inhale, think about what would help you to balance yourself out. So now you will be taking nutrients from the soil, the nutrients you need. So maybe you inhale peace, inhale clarity, maybe you inhale wisdom, compassion, unconditional love, whatever you need. So take your time and take anything from the soil that you need, filling up those spaces that you just emptied. And then once you're done, just allow yourself to marinate. Realize that you are held, you are safe, and life has your back. The more you will be doing those practices, more obvious it's gonna be. Feel free to stay in your Shavasana longer, however, I will say goodbyes. So if this resonated, please sign up, subscribe, check out my podcast. There's gonna be more information. I don't wanna make those classes too long. And if you want me to create a video on those chakras and get more into depth for it, please comment. I just need you to communicate back to me so I know who is on the other side and what do you want. So I'm gonna leave some questions that you can journal on after the class or maybe in the morning when there's a less distractions. I highly recommend you to use this grounding meditation. Another way you can ground yourself that is really quick. You can go for a walk in the nature. You can walk barefoot on the grass. You can take a shower, bath. I like to wash my hands and think about, as we're getting rid of anything through a tree root, you can do the same thing with washing your hands. Everything comes with intention and just imagining, just having this symbolism. And you'll be so surprised how powerful that is. Breathwork bring you back into your body. And slowly you will create a toolbox with different tools, and then you will know which tool to use when, in what situation. So you are showing up for yourself in the most authentic self and for others as well. Wishing you a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe, leave me a comment, like the video. Take care.